Maples and species with kind of maple-like leaves, so lookalikes. We'll start with sugar maple. It's the classic maple. If you look at the leaves, they look like the maple leaf on the Canadian flag. The thing to look at, here we can get a fairly good look at these right here, is that they have 5 major lobes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other than these larger teeth, there are no fine teeth along the edges of the leaf. It's, I guess you could say, smooth, other than the lobes that are fairly noticeable from a distance. So that's what to look for in a sugar maple. It's a tree that makes very hard wood. That's great for furniture. These pictures are very good indicators of what the bark looks like on a sugar maple. It's gray, and it's a very beautiful tree in the fall. So it's famous for the fall color, and very often they're bright shades of orange, yellow, and red. That's the sugar maple, common here in Illinois and north of here. Red maple is a little bit more of a wetland tree. You'll tend to find it closer to rivers and lakes. The main things to look for in identifying red maple are that the leaf, in addition to having these major lobes, has fine teeth all along the edge. All right, so it's toothed in addition to being lobed. And the other thing that's very often true of red maple is that the petioles, the stems of the leaves, are red in color. So those two things together will pretty much identify a red maple. They also have beautiful fall color, typically turning a bright red color in the fall. Hence the name. Silver maple, like red maple, is often a wetland tree. It grows in floodplains and places like that. Both these species are also commonly grown as shade trees in cities. Silver maple is different in having deeper lobes. You can see that the each individual lobe, the divisions in between them, go deeper down into the leaf. These are some good pictures of silver maple leaves. You can also see in a picture of a silver maple that the backside of the leaves have sort of a silvery reflection, grayish, silvery color to them. And that's where the silver maple gets its name. Here's a good picture of front and back sides of a silver maple leaf. So, silver on the back, deeply lobed leaves are indicators of silver maples. The tree itself is often growing along rivers. It tends to have sort of a vase-like shape where there's a bunch of branches radiating out from the base, and the tree itself gets wider as you go up the tree. So it's got several trunks that all come out of the same stump, basically. That's silver maple. American sycamore is not a maple, but if you just looked at the leaf, you might think, oh, that's a maple. No, it's a sycamore, and the way that you can tell most easily is by looking at the bark, which has this unique kind of peeled look to it. Toward the base of the tree, the bark might be sort of normal looking, but as you go up higher into the branches, you'll see these areas where it's peeling off and patchy color, including white or green patches. The other thing to look for are the round fruits, and those are spread by water. So this is another tree that grows along rivers, along with the silver maple. The American sycamore is a very important species along rivers in Illinois, and it's another one that's planted in cities as a shade tree a lot.